Alright folks, Jonathan here. We're back working on the truck here and don't have a lot of time today. Sun's bright as can be. I think it's about 8 million degrees out here. And okay folks, another one of them days, about 100 degrees out, close to it, 90 something, and of course it feels like way worse than that. But you know, it's rained every day for a while, so the humidity is just terrible. It's up to 80 something percent and makes it feel terrible. Went ahead and just set the front clip on this thing. It's, you know, not bolted in or anything like that. And I was real lucky on buying all these parts, because I think most of you probably know that I bought this from an auction with only the passenger door, and my two beds got stolen, of course, that I bought with it. So I ended up with just a cab, one door, and a frame. I was real lucky that a buddy of mine, Johnny Dale Cummins, we call him JD, he bought two parts trucks, and this is parts. The front clip is off of one of them, and the driver's door is off a different one, and the bed is off the same one the driver's door is off of. So we've actually got all our parts. Now we did get a hood with this too, I almost forgot, but and the hood we got was actually in really good shape. So, you know, there's no windshield in it, but that's not a problem. I'm going to put a new one in it. I don't want to mess with the used one anyway. And so that's not that big of an issue. But we did go ahead and set our clip on, just very temporary. And the reason being is I wanted to get the height, and you can see how low this radiator is and how high that fan is sticking out of there. And, you know, there's no way we could run a neck on it. And what I'm going to do is put the hood hinges on, and then we're going to see how high we can raise that radiator. Now we did have to raise it on our rat rod build on the Ford. Worst comes to worst, we could actually run it just like it is, take the fan off, put electric fans on it. Wouldn't be a big deal. And I know a lot of people might think I'm crazy, but I'm actually going to run this radiator, and we can try it. You know, that's what they make temperature gauges for, and you can see where the old one used to hook up. But this radiator this had a 6-cylinder 235, you know, the one that this front clip came off of, and it was full of antifreeze. You know, you can look down at the radiator, there's no it's not ate up, you know, it's actually not clogged up real bad or anything, and you probably won't be able to see it because of the light. If I had a flashlight you could see it, but it's actually a really nice clean radiator. But I think we'll be able to use it, and like I said, we're just going to move this from here over to here. Now, I've done a lot of radiator work, and you know, I can do it, but Charlie, the guy that done the radiator here at the rat rod build, that's what he actually done for a living, and before for many years. And so I would much prefer to take it to him, and of course I'd have to change the bottom one over from this side to this side. And the bottom radiator has, believe it or not, it's clear up here going into the water pump, you know, and way down there is where the bottom of the radiator's at, and of course the top one's here. So, and we're gonna, like I said, get the hood on, see if it clears, make sure there's nothing hitting, and you know, we can actually get up under the truck with a flashlight and shine up in there and see how close we are on everything, and we will go from there to see what we're going to arrange on radiator and stuff. So we'll get her on there and get these hinges on, and these come from Johnny too, and I think these actually came off of his truck, and he already had them off, so he let me get these since he had another set on a truck, and he wasn't quite ready for them anyway. So maybe it'll work out. Let's see if we can get it on there and take a look and see what it looks like. Okay folks, I've got the hood on, and now we're going to get up under it with a flashlight and be able to check and see how much clearance we've got. This is just on temporary, but I did get the hinges on, and I was worried that the hinges were stuck, but they're not. They're moving real good, so they still need a little oil on them, but I think we can work with it. But let me get a light and we'll get up under it and see what kind of clearance we've got. Okay folks, I know you're going to get thrown around here a lot, but I'm going to try to use this camera to my advantage here. I'm going to look at the screen and see if I can get it up here. And you can adjust the screen on these things about anywhere you want to go. So see if I can get it up here and get an idea of how much room we've got. Get the light on up there. I mean, it's looking like I can go up about 4 or 5 inches and still be fine. Put it on my water neck. Try our one-handed here. Okay. Here's our neck. Can't really tell how much room we've got, but it looks like we've got some anyway. Try it at a different angle here. Alright, I'm not sure if I can get it on the camera here, but it's a tight spot. I think you can see the distance between the hood and the top of the radiator up that way. And hopefully you can. I think we can go up a ways and still be okay. We're going to try it real quick and just see what happens. Okay. Yeah, we're not coming anywhere close to the fan or anything. None of this. This is actually far enough forward. I think that I think we're going to be okay. Okay, folks. Raised it up. Looks like about 3 inches, and looks kind of funny sticking up, but that's not a problem. We probably will make a piece to go right here, and the reason I want to do that is that'll deflect any air coming in through our grill and up, and it'll deflect it into there, which, yeah, it might go anyway, but might look a little better. But that closes fine, and I actually think I could go up higher. I'm not going to, but as you can see, and we'll try to get where you can see the angles good, but you know, there's no way that we could use this outlet here. And then the fan actually sits over this way some on the engine. You can see where the fan to the end of the radiator is, and if you see over here, it's a lot farther over. So instead of moving this to this corner, because it's going to be kind of close and give issues, we will move this to this corner as far over as we can, and that'll give us plenty of clearance with the fan. And we'll turn this, and we can just turn it to where it faces the other way, and that'll just give us one elbow, you know, of a hose to put on it, and that won't be a problem at all. And then bottom, you know, we'll have plenty of room down there to make us a piece and a hose to go down. And the fan's a little high, but we're going to try it that way. These engines are not known at all for overheating. Actually, it's probably more that they run, you know, too cold more often than they overheat. And you know, a diesel, well, of course, any engine, you want it to get it up to temperature, not only for the, you know, for it to run right and for the fuel to be to the right temperature to burn right, but also because you don't want the oil to stay cold. Cold oil is not good at all. That'll just, you know, create a bunch of sludge, and you know, running without a thermostat, and just because you're overheating don't mean you're not making a mess. And you know, sludge in an engine's never good. So I think it'll work, and we'll put a temperature gauge on it, and we'll know, you know, if we're having any heating trouble. And you know, I've got plenty of electric fans on junk cars out there, so we'll see if we can get that straightened out. But I'd love to have that fan lower on that engine, and I'm sure they make a water pump that is lower, and especially on the forklift. But you know, the water pumps are kind of expensive for these things, so we're not going to worry about that. We'll try it like it is. If it don't work out, then we'll just go with a electric. And you know, this runs a GM alternator, and I'll put a 1-wire on it because I sort of like them. I mean, there's not, you know, not much work to do to make it a 1-wire anyway. It's just adding a diode in it. We may do that on an old alternator so I can show everybody. And we will get this radiator over to Charlie's, and I want to go ahead and videotape and show you how he does it. And he, you know, he's got his little special ways that he works on a radiator. And you know, most important thing I found is you know, getting getting it clean. And you know, it takes him a while to get them done because he does them right. He does them, you know, 100% right, and he's real particular about, you know, his work. And but I think this is going to work out okay. Okay, folks, I think I've finished up for the evening. For anybody that don't want to hear me babble, they probably ought to go ahead and exit off. But we've still got to do the drive shaft. This is a Chevrolet 1-ton drive shaft, like an old C30 pickup truck, and the joint on the front's wrong, joint on the back's wrong. But the important part is it's 2-piece drive shaft, and it is longer than what we need, and that's always a good thing. We can find a yoke for the front, which will be a Ford. We'll find a yoke for the back, which will be a smaller Chevrolet. And I want to go ahead and you know, show everybody how I shorten them and how I dial indicate them in. You know, you don't have to balance these things. If you get them dial indicated in and get them right, then you know you'll see that you won't have any vibration or any issues. A lot of other little stuff to do on it. I just wanted to go ahead and, you know, get the radiator right, or get it where we needed it and where we knew it would work. And we're going to get this get the clip back off, and it's just sitting on anyway. But you know, got some things we got to do to it before it's put on permanent, and we're going to get on the Ford. But you know, this is a real budget build. You know, you see so many times on TV, you know, they talk about building something on a budget, or even in a magazine, and you know, you don't have to spend a lot of money on this stuff. The only thing I've bought for this is paint, and that was just for the engine, transmission. Everything else so far is just, you know, old junk and stuff I've had. And it would have been easy for like the brake pedals and the master cylinders to just, you know, go in and get a Summit magazine and order a Willwood brake pedal, you know, and master cylinder and clutch master cylinder and stuff. But you know, that completely takes all the fun out of it for me, and it definitely takes out the, you know, what I'm trying to do. You know, when it comes to video wise, you know, I don't want to do that. I mean, you can see that all the time, and hell, you can watch TV and get, you know, see all that. But you know, the thing is you know, whether you're poor or whether you're not, you know, the point is not just go see who can spend the most money. And you know, if you're doing this yourself, you know, you can get by to build something cheap. You don't have to have a lot of money to have something nice, or to you know, just to have fun, something to put together to ride or drive or whatever. So but I appreciate everybody watching, I really do, and comment and subscribing, and you know, we'll keep at it and get this stuff done. It's slow, but you know, working and playing at the same time gets kind of rough sometimes. But all right, bye.